Alright, we're back with Kingdom Hearts. We're gonna head back to Traverse Town real quick now that we're out of Monstro.
And we have that page.
Mm-hmm. Get some Gummi stuff from Sid here.
I always remembered him being in his shop, but I guess he stops being in the shop after a while, doesn't he?
Yeah, I believe at the second visit, he comes outside and then he's mainly sells you Gummi stuff.
So what's
buying another? I just missed it. I think that's the onboard computer that allows for like a bigger building area.
Ah.
I also bought Haste. That's the thing that allows us to boost.
Yay. Geppetto, what an interesting font.
Mm-hmm. Yep, so after Monstro, this house appears in Traverse Town where there was just an empty lot before, and it's where Geppetto and Pinocchio live for now.
It's weird. I don't remember Pinocchio being saved for some reason.
So at the end of last part, I started talking about the way Monstro works as a world, and I didn't quite get through it, so... basically, whether you head towards the upper world or lower world determines where Monstro will be halfway along that path that you go, and then he'll stay there for the rest of the time. This playthrough I went with the lower one. The other playthrough, when I played this game for the first time, I should say, I took the upper path, so I kind of think of that as the main one.
See. So did he give you a blueprint, or...?
Yeah, so that's the thing that you can do with Geppetto here. If you fulfill certain conditions, which I don't really remember what they are, talk to Geppetto and he'll give you a Gummi blueprint.
Nice. Are we to assume that he got back to Traverse Town using our ship, or how did he get out of there?
I'm not entirely sure that that we know. Maybe I think they might have glossed over it, but they got back here somehow. I mean, we don't know how Pinocchio got from Traverse Town to Monstro.
That's true. I am glad they still have the clocks. That's a good touch.
Yep, it is. And I believe in here we will get the last postcard, as well as the wishing star, which is the Pinocchio-themed keyblade.
Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. That's what I get for not looking.
Even though it doesn't have the greatest strength and is very short, it always finishes combos with a critical hit.
Oh, that's so the keyblade that does that.
Yeah, so that can be pretty useful. So that's the last key postcard. So the other thing about Monstro is that he's hanging out there in the middle of that Gummi route for the rest of the game. In order to go back to him, you can either warp there or fly there normally, but when you get there, it's like a 50-50 chance whether he swallows you again.
Even if you warp?
Yeah, and I think there might be some sort of logic in determining how it goes, but it's obviously never explained in the game. And it could have been solved by just having him, when you get there through some means, it asks, hey, Monstro's over there, should we get closer or keep our distance?
Yeah, that would have been smart.
And they didn't do that, and I'm not sure why.
Ooh, another keyblade.
All right. Yep, so that's Spellbinder. Now that we have the basic form of all of the spells, we talk to Merlin here and he gives us Spellbinder. It's kind of become tradition that the, starting Kingdom Hearts original world, Traverse Town here, it has a Keyblade that represents it that is magic-themed, and so for this game it's Spellbinder.
Oh, I like it. Definitely a different design.
Yeah, or at least, if not magic-themed, at least blue, because they also have one for this in Kingdom Hearts 2 and 3.
I mean, your magic meter is blue, so...
Yeah, blue is the color of magic in Kingdom Hearts, although purple also kind of is as well, since the universally recognized magic symbol in Kingdom Hearts is a sorcerer's hat. It's purple.
Dumbo! Woo.
That's the summon gem we got in Monstro, so that's Dumbo. Dumbo can fly, which can be useful for certain specific things. And I will use Dumbo for something later, but he's another summon that I'm just like, I could use him, or I could just hit the enemies with the key. Alright, we got another page for the 100 Acre Wood, and this is probably the longest 100 Acre Wood segment in this game.
Oh, looks like we're going to Rabbit's.
Yeah, they get a lot out of Rabbit's house. I believe it's been in all 3 numbered games.
I always felt bad for Rabbit watching the cartoon. I'm like, this guy just wants to grow his garden, and you guys keep screwing things up.
Yeah, that's kind of the argument against Pooh's character, is that he just kind of takes stuff and doesn't really offer anything in return.
Yeah.
So right there, the pumpkins and cabbages, you pick it up, it can drop potentially rare items, but I didn't get much of anything.
I do find it interesting that Rabbit, let's see, it's Rabbit, Owl, and Gopher. All three of them don't feel like plush toys compared to the rest of the cast.
Gopher especially, yeah.
He always says, I'm not in the book!
Yeah, I think Gopher's had a somewhat strange relationship with the Pooh series. Like, whether he shows up or not is sort of weird.
Huh, I've never thought about the geographical location of this part of Rabbit's house versus the front door. Like, I always pictured it being way somehow not... Huh. I'm gonna have to go watch the cartoon again.
Yeah, the Adventures of Winnie the Pooh was one of those VHSs that I watched over and over as a kid, and I'm not sure that I ever had a good sense of the 3D layout. Nobody, have you seen Rabbit?
Pooh, that's the next game.
Also, it freeze-framed on Pooh while he was still in the tunnel.
That's good. You broke in. Huh, I like the Piglet can just waltz through.
I always thought that the hole was his front house because it has Rabbit's house above it.
Yeah, that is weird. I'm used to the, New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. We had this VHS called Cowboy Pooh that we watched a ton.
I remember I had a VHS of like a Halloween Winnie the Pooh thing and a Valentine's one.
We had the, Thanksgiving special where Cassie comes back and it's like a huge deal.
Cassie?
The bird that Rabbit raised.
I am not familiar with this character.
Okay. Yeah, it's weird the like tertiary Winnie the Pooh characters you get. Like, what is it? I forgot the name of the little Heffalump girl that's in...
Lumpy,
that's right. I always thought she had a funny British accent, but then I have a cousin who's like partially deaf, and I'm like, oh, that just sounds like a deaf accent. Oh no. But yeah, I like that movie. It was kind of weird.
Yeah,
He's B.
I want to say that at this point, Lumpy has graduated being like a regular
Really?
part of the cast rather than tertiary. Lumpy, I think, shows up pretty regularly in modern stuff.
I guess I just haven't been keeping up with Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah. So this sequence, I remember having some trouble figuring out how to progress through it when I first played the game. I was like, wait, what am I supposed to do? But yeah, we got Pooh's honey, and he's just snacking away, and so now we have to try to leave.
Oh. Try to leave, you say?
Yep, because as we get to this bridge... Yeah, this is how we advance in the world. We have to try to leave, and then it'll be like, oh, Pooh
no.
Got stuck.
The classic.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen many terrible YouTube poops using the footage from this one. Not this, but like the actual like cartoon.
Mm-hmm. Also, when Sora turned around, his model just rotated.
Oh, that's always fun.
I mean, I think they tried to move the camera such that it didn't show his feet too closely,
Yeah.
but you could tell that's all that happened. That's some Sonic Adventure stuff right there.
Yeah. It's funny when anime does that, or when The Day the Earth Blew Up did that in the most flagrantly amazing way I've ever seen.
No, honey, till you're unstuck.
I say we blast him out of there.
I'll just need 2-3 sticks of dynamite.
Wasn't this was also an awkward zombie comic where he just annihilates the hill or something? Or was that something else?
I don't think I saw that one.
Oh,
That
it's
was
good. Like, basically Sora's like incredible anime protagonist power has the just like does not fit at all in the comfy world of Winnie the Pooh. Hey, it's Tigger. I didn't think we'd see him yet.
So yeah, the solution to getting Pooh out is not a long-term diet, but just giving him some carrot top juice.
Okay. I see. I don't want to think about the physics of that one.
T-I-double-G-R, that spells Tigger. Well now, I don't think I've ever seen you before.
Hello, Tigger. You've just bounced my new friend, Sora.
Hey, Pooh.
So there are not many voiced cutscenes in the Winnie the Pooh world here, so I don't think that there are that many characters that even have voice actors.
Yeah, because I think...
Why do you bounce around so much, Tigger?
Why? Because bouncing's what Tiggers do best.
Rabbit's just like slowly losing all hope in the background.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. He was kind of Squidward before Squidward.
Oh, yes. You, as you grow up, you identify more and more with Rabbit.
Yeah. His original voice actor was... I don't know who he was, but... Well, not I don't know.
Well, here, both Winnie the Pooh and Tigger are voiced by Jim Cummings, who voices both characters all the way through to Kingdom Hearts 3.
I cut you off horribly.
Oh, did you?
I think you were going to say something, and then I interrupted about the voice acting. I don't know.
That's all I was going to talk about was Jim Cummings.
Oh, well, that works out.
But yeah, like I don't think Rabbit has any voiced lines in this game, and I don't think Owl does either.
It's funny because Tom Kenny voices Rabbit a little bit, and I never really liked it that much.
I did not know that.
In the like, what was it, like 2000 and whatever it was, like one of the last hand-drawn movies Disney did. That movie was weird.
Yeah, I think that only Pooh, Tigger, and Piglet have voiced lines in this game. It might be just those three. So this minigame is weird and kind of janky. You press the rush button, and then you kind of have to hope that your model is in the correct position to block Tigger's model.
So wait, are you like trying to not get hit by Tigger, or...?
You are trying to protect the carrots from Tigger. He's going to bounce on them and bury them in the ground.
Man, Calvin and Hobbes look way different than I remember.
Yeah, so like right there on that first one, I rushed and I was not in position to block Tigger. And this is going to take forever, so fast forwarding.
I used to have a pretty big fixation with Tigger for some reason. I think I just liked the fact he was able to jump so much, or so high. That was a weird Halloween costume, but boy, that was one of those Halloweens where it snowed. And then I walked out walked out of my yard and immediately stepped in dog crap. That was not one of my better Halloweens.
Oh wow.
Nuts. Well, that looked obnoxious.
That mini game is not among Kingdom Hearts' best. So remember the cheer ability that I talked about last time?
Yeah.
So Sora can learn cheer, but only by getting a certain score in all of the mini games in this one. Most of them aren't bad, but there are a couple that are pretty annoying. But I will be getting that later on, and some of the mini games I don't get the high score on screen. I don't think it's whatever. But the honey pots scattered around outside Pooh's house will fill up with honey for each mini game that you get the requisite score for. So that's a way that you can kind of track it.
Oh, that's handy.
Of course, they post the mini games and your scores in the journal that you can bring up at any time, so whatever.
Wow, he just went sailing.
Just a little push, Sora. Yeets Pooh with the force of the Keyblade.
Pooh has entered the 100 Acre Wood space program.
It's ever so
As I
dark and
recall, when he got out of there
Well,
in
isn't so bad, I
in the Many
suppose.
Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, he flew right back into the honey tree.
Yeah, that's right. And he just was like, "This is fine."
I see this is an absolute win. What do we get? What do we get?
Mithril
Just
shard.
Mithril shard. That's like the least, the quote unquote worst reward that you can get here. Mithril shards are, I mean, there's kind of limited quantities of them, but like you find those in chests all the time.
Well, we'll see Winnie the Feces some other time. I did not come up with that, but the person who did wanted to remain anonymous. I thought it was hilarious as a kid.
All right, so we got a green trinity here in Olympus Coliseum, but the main reason we're here is because the Pegasus Cup is available.
What is
Oh, yeah, we got a
mithril
mithril.
supposed to be? Like, is it metal?
I believe mithril is a mythical metal found in many like fantasy settings.
I see. I'm surprised you can't, like, target those.
Like I believe that mithril is in Lord of the Rings. I don't know if
Yeah,
it
that's what I
invented
know it
mithril,
from.
but
I mean, Tolkien, I feel like, started a lot of the tropes.
Deep freeze.
he very much did. So yeah, these posterns here, I think that's the word for them, these torches, cast Blizzara magic on all of them, and you'll get a chest.
Oh, so it
And-
can't just be Blizzard?
It cannot be regular Blizzard, it has to be Blizzara, and if you do it with Blizzaga, you get a different chest, so you want to come back here twice.
Okay. Well, that means you can technically lock yourself out of the Blizzara one, can't you?
I'm not entirely sure that it's possible. You can't go back down to a lower tier of magic
Exactly.
once you get it. So maybe that's the case. So right there is Faith G, which I believe was Holy G in the original localization. I changed that from Holy to Faith because they were a little inconsistent early on, but eventually they were like, anything holy related we're going to call Faith.
When I think of Pegasus, I think it was either a McDonald's Happy Meal toy or a Wonder Ball toy that I got a little plastic Pegasus. Do you remember Wonder Ball?
Wonder Ball.
It was a chocolate ball that inside of that was a plastic ball, and inside of that was like pieces of candy and like a little plastic toy.
I don't... it's not really ringing any bells.
I remember I also got like a boo and like a little rope basket like figure. I think they got rid of the plastic ball part of it because of suffocation after the horrible Pokeball incident. Oh.
I am also unfamiliar with this Pokeball.
Oh, you don't
incident.
know? Oh, okay. So, if you ever look at a Pokeball toy, you'll notice it has a little hole in it that lets air through. And this is because the Pokeball toys at the McDonald's Happy Meal toy was the perfect size to fit over a kid's face, and some poor kids suffocated.
no.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
So ever since, Pokeball toys must have that hole.
Ay. So, right here, we are going up against Leon and Yuffie at the same time. This is a very hard fight for how early in the game you can trigger it.
Oh, she is a ninja.
Yep. Great Ninja Yuffie. And the solution is to kill Yuffie first, because she can heal. And she has a much lower health pool. And one trick to beating her is that you can use guard to deflect her ninja stars back at her, which can stun
Oh,
her.
that's handy. I'm your white mage. Nobody messes with the white mage. I guess, yeah. Being a healer, that is, I guess, her role.
I mean, in a setting like this, the Geneva Convention would have to be changed so that medics would be legitimate military targets. Because part of the reason why medics are like hands-off in Modern Warfare is because a medic, the human body is very hard to fix. Like a medic can't get someone who's been, you know, blown to pieces back up to fighting order in like a few seconds. All they can really do is make suffering a little bit not as bad. But in fantasy settings where you can just heal someone immediately, like, then that would be a legitimate target.
That's interesting. Speaking of interesting, what is going on with his gunblade? That looks crazy.
I can only assume that this is something that he does in Final Fantasy VIII, like a limit or something.
It looks cool. I like the effect.
Yeah, and it really does make his sword much longer, and that makes it harder to deal with.
I just realized that the Keyblade... Do all Keyblades have separate impact, like, little effects? Because this one has the little puppet ears.
Yep, one of the things distinguishing all the Keyblades from each other is the particle effects that come out when you hit
I
things.
don't know how I never noticed that.
And that's throughout the entire series. Yeah, so right here I'm using air, and it is helping, but it is kind of expensive.
Yeah.
And because I'm using such a low tier of arrow, and because of how little MP I have, it's not lasting all that long.
Yeah, treasure magnet. Let's go.
Yep. Oh man, it really is nice when you get treasure magnet in this game.
We're the champs!
Seeing Goofy reminds me that tomorrow the documentary for the Goofy movie 30th anniversary making of drops. I'm really excited to watch that.
I have seen some ads for that.
Every once in a while, Disney Plus actually puts something animated related on their platform. It made me so
you
sad.
have to imagine what kind of blackmail against Disney executives is required for that to occasionally
like,
happen.
I would kill for more seasons of Disney Sketchbook. That stuff was amazing.
All right, so, I didn't want to cut you off.
No, you're good. I don't need to explain that series. Go watch it, people.
So we, our reward for completing the Pegasus Cup is Strike Raid, which is the best limit attack in this game.
That's where you throw the Keyblade repeatedly, right?
Yes, which is good, but it's mainly because for the entire duration of the attack, Sora is completely invincible.
That's ridiculous. I love that.
Yeah, later games, like in Kingdom Hearts 2, you do have some generous invincibility frames, but they're not perfect, and since you stay still when doing Strike Raid, you're mostly just a target, and Strike Raid is much less effective.
Mm-hmm.
But here, it's insane. It seems like every game has their own... Well, I mean, at least between 1 and 2. They have like the same arrangement of these limits, but which ones are broken and which ones are useless changes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now let's actually move on to this next world after we do some Gummi ship stuff.
Modification.
I mean, we got haste.
I guess I could explain what Disney Sketchbook is. It's basically they have an animator, like a modern day animator, talk about what is it? Their first Disney movie, a character from it, in their career, and they go over like their life, and it feels like the old soul of like Disney before they went into the trash. So maybe someday they'll do a season 2. I can only hope. I think Eric Larson had to push hard for it. He animated the genie back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I see you have walk-ons now.
Yep, got some thunder to fire some lasers off. With the, I want to say it's the system upgrades that give you more MP to work with. The MP is just determined by an upgrade, like you can't increase it with certain Gummi blocks. The health is determined by the makeup of your ship, though.
I'm sorry, I said Eric Larson. I meant Eric Goldberg. My bad. Oof.
Now, I also have an Osmos G, which I changed the name to Siphon G, which is very helpful in picking up some of these enemy drops. Just tilt the analog stick in any direction and you'll suck them all in.
Oh, okay.
It uses up some MP, but it can also be used to suck up the MP orbs, which is great.
Is it represented by that little net on your ship?
Yep, that's the Osmos G. Or rather, Siphon G. And then that orange bar there is the acceleration charge. So I want to say that right here, Monstro being gone is... he'll always be gone when you try and go past him to the world that you were trying to get to originally. So that... Because otherwise, people would think, oh, well, you can't go past here. You'll just always get swallowed by Monstro, and you'll feel like you need to go all the way around, which is not true.
I'm not sure if I took the long way around before. Oh, we're going
And
here.
we are. Yep, it's this one, the infamous Atlantica.
Okay, I thought we were going to the other world.
Nope, that's up top. I went to Atlantica because it is pretty clear that the game intends for you to go to this one first. I think its star rating is lower, and it's arranged before the other one in the theater mode.
Oh gosh, Donald, the transmutation magic is agony.
I mean, I'm sure that they were like, okay, for Sora we can just do like a mermaid thing, that's fine, but what the crap do we do for Donald and Goofy?
I think it was Jontron or somebody else that described Donald as 3/5 of an octopus.
What about 3/8 of an octopus?
Oh, I think that was the one. Donald, you're already an underwater creature. You wouldn't try hard on this.
They don't look like one of them.
Also, I want to point out that in the original game, we already know what Sora's nipples look like.
We do?
What do you mean?
Look, they're on screen.
Oh, right. I thought you meant like earlier than this.
Meanwhile, how long did it take for us to get a glimpse of Dems on Mario?
Ha, that's true.
Kind of far away, and we're not really used to these waters.
So,
Good improv, Sora.
oh yeah, and Ariel just buys it. So, this world is completely optional. You can skip it.
I suffered in this world for nothing?
Oh, don't worry.
I mean, you are... If you skip it, that does mean that there's a lot of, like, EXP and stuff that you're getting, so you might go into later stuff under-leveled.
It's funny.
But yeah, completing this world is not necessary to reach the end of the
Okay, because this world and the other world in this same ring gave me equal amounts of getting lost trouble. One much more embarrassing than the other.
Yeah, and so for Atlantica, we have full complete 3D 6 degrees of movement.
It's pretty cool, and I'm glad they were able to pull it off.
It is very high effort, and it is, like, clearly something that they wanted to do with this world, because it is a very natural world for a Kingdom Hearts game to take on. Problem is that it might have been just a bit much for such an early game, an early concept.
Underwater is really hard, to do in 3D, I found.
Yeah, it's... I mean, even, I think we've alluded to this before, but even modern games can kind of struggle with having suddenly an extra degree of freedom.
Yeah, I argue good swimming is good flying. There almost should be theoretically the same.
Sebastian.
Yeah.
Gasp.
One of the problems that you get is that, so you press circle, which is the jump button, to go up, and the square button to go down.
But isn't square
the problem
guard?
Yes, square is both guard and dodge roll, so it is your evasion, which means that you just don't really have that much in Atlantica.
Wait,
So-
can you not guard while you're in this world?
You cannot.
Oh, gosh.
Because if you press square, you'll descend.
I'm amazed that when you're locked on, it doesn't, like, override that as a function. That's frustrating.
So, yeah, some compromises had to be made. And then in Kingdom Hearts 2, they had some ideas on how to address this, but it ended up not really mattering.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Flounder. You were a funny fish. How I wanted to be Flounder watching Little Mermaid as a kid. I had a big crush on Ariel back in the day.
So Ariel does have her film voice actress here, Jodie Benson. And we do get to hear her singing voice later. Oh. So that's
later
treat,
as in
honestly.
This game or later as in second game?
In this world, we get to hear some Ariel singing, and I'm pretty sure that it's a new recording for the game, not taken from the film. So.
Oh, that's cool. I believe Glenn King, the animator for Ariel, based her design off his wife, if I remember what he's said about it, which is neat.
Now, as of right now, I don't have information on Sebastian's voice actor, but I want to say that it's a recast.
I'll be the judge of that. I got a pretty good ear for this crap.
It sounds a little bit like an imitation.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you know who I bet it is, if I get another listen? Do you remember the show, The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy?
I do. I never really watched it, but I know of it.
So, the Grim Reaper, Grim, has this very Jamaican accent. I'm going to look this up. I bet. I'm going to see if I'm right.
It could be the same voice actor. But yeah, while you're looking at that, one of the things that makes Atlantica so infamous is the fact that in designing the level layout, they embraced the fact that they had an extra axis to work with. And that combined with how early this was in, like, relatively in 3D level design, especially for Square Enix, this place can be very confusing to the uninitiated.
Oh yeah, I got lost for hours.
I mean, they had to go so far as to put the tridents on the wall just to point to where you're supposed to go initially so that you can have some direction on how to go from the first main area to the second main area. Right. And also, these clams are unnecessarily awkward.
Yeah, they look awkward.
Yeah, so you either hit them for the regular ones, like this white one that I'm going to. These are the normal ones you just whack. That one is unique. It's a red one that you have to open with fire magic. Then after that, you just sort of swim into it a little bit and pick up the thing, but the hitbox is unnecessarily awkward.
Okay.
You saw how hard it was to get the thing out of the red shell.
Oh yeah. So Kevin Michael Richardson voices Sebastian in this game. He originally voiced in the movie, is voiced by Timothy Wright, and Greg Eagles voices Grim. So I was off base. I assumed.
Unfortunately, no overlap in voice actors between Sebastian here, Sebastian in the film, and Grim. All right,
that's what I get for assuming.
If I were to bet on it, I would have said it was not the same voice actor for Grim, because I have the voice in his head and I think it sounds different from Sebastian.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
So if I were to guess, I would have said no.
Excuse me. Still getting over a cold. So I have to ask, is Goofy pretty much just only probably able to attack via biting, because he's got nothing to work with? Then again, shells are pretty sharp. My mom got shanked by a sea turtle in Hawaii.
Maybe I'm mixing this up with Kingdom Hearts 2, but I want to say that they found a way for Goofy to still use all of his abilities here in Atlantica.
That's shocking.
Because it's Tornado, Rocket, and Charge. Oh, and this is wonderful. These enemies hanging out next to this updraft, so
yeah, that sucks.
Keep trying to hit them.
It's interesting. So you assume that when Pixar designed the animals, and this has a bit of a reason I bring this up. When they designed a lot of the animals, they gave them overemphasized goofy features But Crush, sea turtles actually look like that. It's kind of wild. Big goofy eyes.
So there is some praise here. It would have been easy for them to have all of the prizes from enemies float down to the ocean floor. They thankfully made them go up and then float down a little bit and then stay in place.
This is
also
where
point out,
Treasure Magnet really should have suction in a sphere rather than in a point.
Yeah, that would have been really helpful. So a little bit ago, I got a Frost Gem, and on the subject of localization, my mod, I would just want to tip my hat to the localizers for the Frost items, which have never been inconsistent in any way throughout the entire series.
Nice.
I want to say last time in Monstro, we got some lightning items. Those were originally thunder in Kingdom Hearts 1. What they wanted was synthesis items that were themed after the main elements of fire, ice, and electric, but not have them be named as the same as the spells. Or at least that seems like what they were going for, because they just named the thunder ones thunder in this game, and changed it to lightning in later ones.
I think this room might have been the bane of my existence. Because I'd always...
go into the trap to get pushed out. Just a second ago, I shot fire at a sea urchin, which opened up a little hole, a little shortcut back to the main area back there.
I would have very much liked to know about that. Dang it.
Yeah. There are a couple little shortcuts and whatnot in here, but with how kind of confusing the way the different pieces can line up if you're not used to it, I'm not sure how much they help.
I do love that Sora is a half shark. I feel like we don't see that a lot.
I believe he's supposed to be a half dolphin.
Oh, okay. I guess I see that. I see that fin, and I just assume shark.
All right, so we've got some white heartless here. This is a special room, and for that I am going to leave it. But basically, those white mushrooms were specifically for stop. You cast stop on them, and they would give you some MP orbs and then leave. And if you get all of them in this little room, then one of the mini-game Heartless appears.
Okay.
And I will be coming back and doing it here later, but this is actually, it's called the Pink Agaricus, and it is the only mini-game Heartless that is available, that is found in more than one place in the game. Because, for some reason, the Agaricus... if you do it really super well, you can get an extra thing. And I'm pretty sure that doing that is impossible here in Atlantica due to the nature of you swimming around. So they had to put it in a regular world just so that it would be impossible to get that extra item. Oh, Lazaga Ring. That's a pretty lucky find.
Another reason I probably thought of a shark is because Agura got so popular.
Oh, yes. And continues to torment her fans.
I'm so disappointed that I could have been at the Dodgers game where she was at. Dang it. Oh, well.
I just mean her highly inconsistent release schedule for things. Like, she'll disappear for 3 months, do one thing, people think she's back to doing regular stuff, and then she disappears again.
Yeah, it's amazing she's able to get away with that, but I'm glad she can not have to work herself to the bone.
I mean, at this point, a lot of Hololive talents, especially ones as big as Gura, can basically just generate merch sales indefinitely and don't have to do anything.
I feel like she's become kind of the mascot of Hololive as a whole. Maybe I'm wrong in saying that.
Certainly here on the English side.
Right, I guess Ian.
Although, we are starting to see a pattern where it seems as though even big VTubers don't see much of a point in staying with big agencies for too long.
Yeah.
Like Mume just left.
Oh. Which one was Mume again?
Owl Girl.
Oh man. Oh well. Well, good for her.
But yeah, it's like there is a big incentive, it seems, for these talents to sign up with a big agency, get a big fan base, and then leave so that they can no longer be so restricted by the rules of being in such a big company.
Yeah.
It worked for Fauna. It worked for Mint. It worked for.
Ame? No.
It worked for
Yeah.
Ame, and then I mean, the whole separation thing wasn't exactly great, but it worked for Doki Bird.
It's interesting because it's very similar in a way to how Hollywood movie stars are, just on a much faster time scale.
Mm-hmm. The internet speeds everything up.
Yep, for better or for worse. I remember when I could keep up with memes. Ah, and here we are.
Although I did see something like I've known for a long time that the internet is inherently a different kind of thing as compared to movies and TV and whatnot. But I never really realized exactly why it's so fundamentally different until someone said, "Oh, well, TV's movie, radio, all that stuff is one way. The internet is two way," and that makes it a lot harder for companies to like control the message.
Oh yeah,
things get out of hand real easy.
1984 couldn't have predicted VTubers. That's it.
Yeah, I mean.
Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of Fahrenheit 451, but still.
Yeah, it's really changed the way things happen. Like the mainstream media does not have the power it once had. I almost cannot watch live because the idea of being able to affect the outcome of the media I'm watching hurts my brain too much. It just fries it. I'm just like, oh, I feel like a time traveler ruining something. Yeah, I've never been much into watching live streams, mostly just watching highlights.
I did get that. I think it's like, it's not cringe, it's like bashfulness almost for me. Like, it's like, oh, Vinny Coon noticed me. But, yeah. I usually don't. Oh, that looks weird, Donald.
Mm-hmm.
Does he have 6 tentacles?
I think he might. Combined with his arms, that does make 8 limbs.
Right. Unlike Ursula, who has 10, I believe.
As long as I have my Triton, I will not tolerate those creatures inside this palace.
You know, that conditional at the front was not foreshadowing anything. Like, you're definitely not putting up any flags there.
Mm-hmm.
When will you listen? It's dangerous out there.
So Triton here is voiced by his film actor of Kenneth Mars.
Yeah.
Yep, that's 6 tentacles on Donald.
Behold, you sweep before the ruler of the seas, His Majesty King Triton.
And who are they?
They helped us fight off those creatures.
They don't look familiar.
We're from an ocean.
Also, they
very
are
far away.
weird half-animal hybrids.
Sora's the only one out of them that looks passable.
There's no such thing. Certainly
I want to say that this
not
is the first world where they told the inhabitants about the existence of the keyhole.
Yeah, the idea of like having one like village elder or king or
here.
whatever
Is that clear?
be privy to that knowledge is fascinating.
I want to say that Kingdom Hearts fans theorized that there is someone who knows about the keyhole in every world. It's just that it doesn't come up most of the time. Like, it would probably be the Queen of Hearts in Wonderland, but she's more concerned with all of her petty squabbles than
Right.
anything related to the keyhole.
For her safety.
And you know what? Kerchak, I think, knows full well about the keyhole.
Right.
That need not
What's the name of...
concern you.
Ah, I forgot his name.
Do anything to report?
Tarzan's adopted dad.
Suspected, Your Majesty. They seem to be coming from Ursula's
I mean, it is.
Oh wait, that
that
is
Kerchak
Kerchak.
that-
Oh, I
yeah, the
confused him
head
with
of the
Clayton.
gorillas?
My bad.
Yeah.
I don't know how I did
No,
that.
not Clayton. Kerchak, I think,
Right,
knows full
right,
well
right.
about the
Okay.
Keyblade. Or Keyhole.
My bad.
Maybe even about the Keyblade itself.
I told you.
Um,
Ariel away.
I mean, obviously the villains know, because they're doing all the bad stuff.
Please,
Now, I do find it interesting they found a way to have a parallel between Ariel being interested in humans and there being a clear and present danger of her wandering around since there are no humans here.
Yeah, so that's the thing about this game's version of how it handles The Little Mermaid. It's basically a heavily condensed and even like only thematic retelling of the events. Like instead of pining after, a human prince, she just wants to see the world.
What do you mean swimming like that?
Presumably Sora is doing the water equivalent of walking with a really weird gait.
Well, he is a dolphin.
Yeah, well, anyway, we will be back in Atlantica in the next part.